Good morning or afternoon or evening, whenever you are watching and listening to this reading. My name is Micah Cooper, and I'm a book fanatic. I love books. I love philosophy. I'm a thinker. I'm always in my head. Today I've got honey roasted peanuts, of course, from Good and Gather from Target. Target's changed. The one by my house, it looks like a shopping mall. I'm not a fan of capitalism. I'm not a fan of big businesses. It's really pissing me off. I digress. Today we're reading All I Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. And this chapter's called Puddles. Grab whatever you need to calm yourself down. Your comfort item. Because today we are reading something that translates to the weather right now. Here in Michigan, it's pretty chilly out. It's bitterly cold. But I digress. Puddles by Robert Fulghum. It's May in Central Park in New York City. An afternoon shower followed by seductive spring sunshine. It's alliteration. It's so cool. Anyways, an afternoon shower followed by seductive spring sunshine lures busy people off sidewalks and onto park benches. At 80th Street and 5th Avenue, there's a path into the park on which the rain has left an obstacle course of puddles. A small child, knitted out in full rain gear, runs splashing through a puddle. Yeah! His mother, likewise, rain-proofed, runs after him shouting, No. Catching his hand, she pulls him back onto dry land and barks sternly, No puddles, Jacob. I told you, no puddles. The child strains outward and away from her like a guy wire from a tent in a windstorm. He whines. The mother pulls him further away down the path. The child upshifts into a wail. The mother tries to pick him up. The child goes limp and screams. It's a standoff. A child in the checkout line at the supermarket deal. And this kid is a black belt screamer. The mother is embarrassed. People are staring. What did she do to him? A well-dressed middle-aged man observes from a nearby bench. He's wearing polished black leather wing-tipped shoes. Between him and the mother and the child, hoo-ha, is a large puddle. The man stands, walks deliberately into the puddle, wing-tips and all, grins and shouts, Hey! The mother and the child looks up. The kid goes silent and stands still. The scene is too good to be true. How could I stay out of this? I get up off my bench and walk towards the puddle and stands beside the grinning man. I'm wearing serious leather sandals and socks. You know what? He's just like me. He's just like me. I grin at the man and the mom and the kid. A fashionably dressed young woman takes off her shoes and joins us, as does her dog. The kid laughs and lets go of his mom's hand and marches into the puddle. All eyes are on the mom. Now at center stage, the mom wears an expression of pained pleasure. She's caught again in the parenthood paradox. On one hand, the child must learn to mind. But then, what harm could a puddle do if a kid is wearing rain boots? She doesn't want him to get sick. But everyone knows you catch colds from germs on other people's hands, not from the puddles. It's hard to back down when you've said no. But it's not wrong to change your mind. She doesn't want her child to follow the example of strangers. But all these three people have done is stand in the puddle and grin at her. How can so much be at stake over such a small event? What's a good mother to do? Being a parent always involves some hypocrisy. If she were a kid, she'd be in the puddle now. She walked in puddles when she was a child and came to no harm. Her mom probably shouted, "No puddles," at her too. Does parenthood always mean being driven by the autopilot of the past? Let me read that again. Does parenthood always mean being driven by the autopilot of the past? All this races through the mom's mind in nanoseconds. The waiters and the watchers are waiting. She can't stand there forever. The mom smiles, laughs, and walks into the puddle. Her audience applauds. The waiters shake each other's hands, and go their ways. The child has a pleased but stupefied look on his face. Adults are weird. How true that is. Adults are weird. He will not understand how weird. He won't understand. Oh my God. He will not understand how weird until he is one. So, you may ask, did this really happen? Well, yes and no. The day in the park and the puddle were real. The small cast assembled in this little arena was there, and the inclinations we all had were right and true. But in fact, the mother pulled the kid off down the path, still barking "no puddles" at him, and leaving the rest of us grumpily minding our own business. Still, it might have happened. It should have happened. Puddles are there as a test about staying young as long as you can. Puddles are there as a test about staying young as long as you can. All the adults there that day had failed the test. How I hated walking away thinking, as I have so many times in my life, that next time, or when I have time, or when circumstances are right, I will do what my heart says to do. Sometimes acting foolish and being wise are the same thing. Later that afternoon, I went back to do what I knew I should have done. Too late. Too late. Mother and child and nice people and puddles and opportunity, and the opportunity had gone.